Hey guys, welcome back to another Guy's Stuff. Today I've got a very healthy and very delicious spicy turkey soup. Now if you've watched my Zuppa Toscana, you know that that is the bomb of a soup and exactly like Olive Garden's. However, now that I'm very carb conscious, I can't have the potatoes and the heavy cream. Those are just not an option. So I designed this one as an alternative. Just as delicious. I'm not calling it a Zuppa Toscana because it's too different, but it's its own thing. It's beautiful. And I'm going to do this video a little differently than my last ones. Usually, if you've watched my other ones, you know I go into a lot of details and I kind of gear it towards the absolute beginners that need to know a lot of stuff. Well, this one's going to be sped up, a little shorter, and it's going to be more of just a straightforward recipe follow along. All right, so let's get going. Watch it, and you let me know at the end which way you like best. Going through the ingredients, we're swapping out potatoes for navy beans. You can use, if you're not carb conscious, like I am, any kind of beans or potatoes if you really want to. But if you're going potatoes, just do my Zuppa Toscana, trust me. To make it healthy, we're using the navy beans because they are the lowest carb beans out there and they have no sugars. Most beans do. So navy beans, very healthy. Still have to do it in moderation. This is going to make, by the way, 2 gallons of soup. So feel free to cut this in half or a third or whatever you need to do for your recipe. But we're using 5 cans of navy beans for 2 gallons. Adjust it to taste. I've got 2 bunches of kale. Nice large leaf fresh kale. Absolutely love this stuff. We're just going to coarsely chop these up. I've got 3 white onions. You could use sweet or red if you feel like the little extra taste in there. I just love the white when I'm cooking a soup because it doesn't add too much of anything. And we're just going to be cooking these down in the pot to get them nice and soft. Salt and pepper. I've got 4 containers of reduced sodium chicken broth. And we're going to top the rest off with just water. Crushed red pepper flakes. I like my stuff nice and spicy. I'm going to be putting about a half a cup in here. Adjust it to your own taste. I have 3 pounds of extra lean ground turkey. You can use whatever you want. You can use regular ground sausage if you want to. This stuff isn't cheap, but it is really delicious and really worth it. We're just going to be browning this in our pot and then draining all the fat off. We're going to be using about 1/8 of a cup of minced garlic, about 6 or 7 cloves worth. Again, you can adjust that to taste. If you don't want to use fresh, just put in the equivalent in garlic powder. Pretty similar results. And then instead of heavy cream, this is an absolutely awesome product. Very hard to find. Some Walmarts will carry it sometimes. I find it in stock about 3 days a month when I go to my local Walmart. Luckily, there's one other grocer that carries this. This is by a company called Hood. It's their Calorie Countdown series. Here's the rub. Milk, even skim milk, has a lot of carbs in it. This has 75% less, only 3 grams per serving. Skim milk has 12. And there aren't any other really good tasting milk products out there that you can cook with. Use it in coffee, espresso, whatever, cereal, and it just tastes like regular old milk. They do have a 0%, but no stores around here carry it. So I get the 2. It's still just incredibly good. You can see down here just 3 grams as opposed to 12. So if you, again, are like me, counting your carbs and sugars, check this out. You will absolutely love it. All right, let's get started. First step, brown the turkey. You can put a little bit of oil in if you want to, but I don't find it actually necessary if you use enough meat. Now, if you're just doing a little tiny half pound or something like that, you're probably going to need something. But it very quickly starts to render out, and there's plenty of moisture in there to cook. Don't overcook turkey. All right, you just want it brown. And then we'll drain it. There we go, nice and brown. Now we're just going to drain that, and in go the onions. For the onions, just do a real coarse dice. We're going to cook these down until they are translucent and going soft. Not necessarily dissolved. You want a little bit of a texture in there. Should only take a few minutes. Keep stirring constantly, and you won't have any problems. That's looking real good. Now, about 2 minutes before you think you're done with the onions, put in your garlic. And you don't want this to sit around, so keep it stirring. You don't want that garlic to burn. Now we're going to put in all the chicken broth. Now in goes the salt, seasoned to taste. And the crushed red pepper, again to taste. I like mine spicy. This is also a way to guarantee the wife will not steal my soup. Now back in goes the turkey. And in go the beans. These you do have to drain and rinse really well with cold water. Now I'm going to top this off and leave about 2 inches from the top with water. So it's going to take about one of these big bowls worth of water. That looks good. Now we're going to bring this up just to a boil. And then we're going to bring it back down to a simmer. And we'll add in the rest of the ingredients. Just kind of give it a quick stir, break apart any chunks of the turkey, and let it heat up. This is probably going to take about a good 15 minutes to come up to temp here with this much. Obviously, if you do a smaller batch, it won't take that long. See? Really simple recipe. Now we're going to cut the heat all the way down. Let this come off of the boil. Put in our kale. We're going to let this simmer and cook, put the lid on for about 15 minutes. Then we'll come back, put in our milk. Oops, sorry about bumping the camera there. Of course, if you're not concerned about your diet like I am, you can use cream. But we do that at the very end. Now that the kale's had time to cook and soften up, in goes the milk. Now, with this milk, obviously it's thinner than if you're going to use cream. I'm using 4 cups of the milk. I've got 3.5 here in that glass, and the last of this container. So now I'm just going to let the whole thing simmer for a good half hour. Let all these flavors come together, and you are ready to serve. That looks and smells good. So there you go, guys. There's my very healthy spicy turkey sausage soup. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up. We'll see you next time.